The scene begins in an NBC TV studio. Today, a man like Mike Milbury can hold his head high. He can look at himself in the mirror with confidence and pride. It's okay, he thinks to himself. I'm not the GM of the Vancouver Canucks. I like to think that the utter stench coming from Vancouver over the past few years is punishment from the hockey gods for their mass rioting after losing Game 7 of the finals in 2011. I mean, they did the same thing after losing Game 7 in 1994, and they ended up with 10 years of mediocrity. They didn't learn. So like Rome allegedly did to Carthage, they salted the damn earth. The history of the Canucks is full of heartbreak and always coming up short. Not only those Game 7 losses, but untimely deaths of players, being cursed with the unspeakable horrors of John Tortorella and Bill LaForge, and some of the ugliest uniforms to ever grace the sport. So it's just more salt in the wound for them. The Canucks are one of the more stubborn franchises in hockey today, absolutely unwilling to adapt to a speed-based game, boasting an incredibly aging and atrophying core with the likes of the Sedin twins, Alex Burrows, Alex Edler, and Ryan Miller. Their depth? What depth? You call the likes of Lucas Spiza, Michael Chaput, and Derek Dorsett depth? Please excuse me while I go to the hospital because my sides have completely fallen off. As a result, you get a team that might pass muster in 2003. Big, physical, slow, and not all that skilled. But it has lots of character and grit, right? That will get you a bunch of brownie points in Canuckland. And now we get to the elephant in the room. A man that is completely tactless, bumbling, laughed at by everyone, and falls in love with absolutely terrible players for intangibles. But enough about Willie Desjardins. Let's talk about Jim Benning, a man who firmly believes his son is a quality NHL scout and an embarrassment of a scout in Calgary as a quality assistant GM. When a Canuck fan hears his name, all they can think is, oh, God, what did he do this time? This man is the reason why at least 29 other franchises are salivating at the chance to trade with him. Oh, how can we count the ways?
My colleagues, we have a problem. If someone could just get the lights. As you can see, our current salary structure is unsustainable. Oh my God. Now, I think we're all pretty familiar with the reason why. Now, we've been trying to trade Chris Higgins for almost 4 days now, and there's no interest. Now we've made the decision to waive Chris and send him down to Utica, thanks John. But so we need our fans to understand we tried real hard and stuff to trade for a guy who can help us win. Our marketing guys say a press release would be weird for this kind of thing.
Let's make Utica announce it.
I would, but I can't find their number.
Fans are all on social media now. Make a Facebook announcement.
No, Instagram to show how totally radical we are.
You mean will they show up at your door and say hello, stop, instead of saying hello, period? That could work.
The man has transformed the Vancouver Canucks into a wannabe, watered-down Boston Bruins franchise. All that's missing is for the Canucks to return to their black and gold colors, and it's a perfect match. Even then, they still fuck it up. They've invested a significant portion of their cap in the likes of Lucas Spiza, Brandon Sutter, Eric Goodbranson, and Derek Dorsett. If you're a believer in advanced analytics, these are some of the worst players in the league. Good luck getting these guys to pick up the slack that the Sedin twins and Ryan Miller have lost due to age. But their prospects might be decent, you say? No. Brendan Gaunce and Jake Virtanen look like god-awful picks at this point. Nicholas Jensen was bad and traded for scraps. Gustav Forsling... let's not talk about that one. Hunter Shinkaruk and Jared McCann were traded for guys that fit the Boston mold. The only one really worth a damn is Bo Horvat, and even then, he's not the face of a franchise. They are only lucky that they pulled guys like Ben Hutton and Troy Stetcher out of their ass, or their defense would be a dumpster fire. Otherwise, Canucks fans are hoping to the holy god that Brock Besser and Thatcher Demko actually pan out. This list of assets traded and received by the Canucks over the past few years is all you need to know about Jim Benning's supposed trading acumen. Look at how beautiful it is for 29 other teams to look at. As for trying to skin Boston alive and impersonating that team, yep, someone did it better. And what do you know? It's their good friend in the Edmonton Oilers, fresh off of their 10-year rebuilding plan. So not only do Canucks fans have to deal with traitor Jim Benning, but also have to, once again, be relegated to Edmonton's little brother. It's happening once again. Milan Lucic was heavily pursued by his hometown team in the offseason, only to go to fucking Edmonton. So they get Plan D and an aging, injury-prone Louis Eriksson, who last played for Boston. Even Jim Benning's nephew signed with Edmonton over Vancouver. I'd like to see how that call turned out. Even if the Canucks do the right thing and fire the likes of Benning and Desjardins, they will be going nowhere with the likes of Francesco Aquilini at the helm. All reports allege him being rather meddlesome and completely refusing to have the Canucks do a full-scale rebuild. This is why we have this complete mess of a franchise instead of a team that actually has a chance of improving. If I were to tell Canucks fans that they would have to kill every homeless man in the city in order for Las Vegas to draft Biza next summer, how long would it take for their streets to be clean? I'd give it about 10 minutes.
Here's Sevier. Stops, get away from Biega, tried a shot, that was blocked. Sevier again, right pad saved by Markstrom. They score on the rebound. Derek McKenzie